It's Tip Demo Wednesday. Welcome to my brain fog. It's a great day to be working on some freestyle quilt designing today because I just happen to be in a bit of a brain fog right now. Between that and all the pink squirrels that have been going to and fro and back and forth and running all around the stitching cottage today, it's hard to tell just where my brain may take us. Could be quite a journey. So, hey, buckle up, everybody. Let's get this ride started. Welcome to all of you that are in the chat. My soul brother Mike, Christine, Carol is here. Welcome to you all. Carol and the kitties, yes, of course. But as you can see, I do have brain fog as much as I have gotten completed so far, hanging on the design wall so we can see that and maybe add a few things to it, hopefully this afternoon. I have quite a bit laying out here. I do have to say that, yes, I was planning on working on the collage portion of that, which right there is my head that is going to be the collage. But unfortunately, my light steam seam 2 will not be in until Friday, and I don't have enough to work with. So we are going to have to wait until next week for that portion of it. But I do have a lot of other things and ideas that have been swirling around, or maybe it's been the pink squirrels throwing it around. I don't know. But we do have some other things to work on and play with and show you this afternoon. So hello, Sheila. It is great to see you. Welcome. Making sure I haven't missed anyone else popping in there. But yeah, we have some hexagons right here. And I have to show you. Don't know if they're going to show up if I hold it close. Oh, yes, it shows up. We have some pink squirrels that happen to be on a few of these hexagons. There's another one. And we also have this one. So we are going to have pink squirrels on the brain fog quilt running around, but also have all of these hexagons ready and with the edge pressed under so they are ready to put on there randomly. I have an idea for that. We'll get into that in just a minute, but they are going to be appliqued by hand, of course, onto there. Hello, Debbie Williams. It is great to see you this afternoon. Yeah, aren't those cute? I think they're going to be add some with it being all black and white and gray. It's a way of adding some color to that quilt. But I also have a couple of these miniature arcs. I call it flying geese arcs. I guess it's not really, it's more of a New York beauty or that type of thing. But I have a couple of them, and I don't think I was looking at them today, and with what I was kind of having running through my brain, yeah, I think it's going to take a few more of those. So I did find some leftover of the black squares and some black. I also am going to throw some white in there this time. And I have plenty of the fabrics that I was using in the Tulip Pink line to pull from for that. I'm not exactly sure. Oh, I guess this was here in case I decided I needed more hexagons because my templates are in there, but I don't think I will need that. I think I have plenty of hexagons, so we'll move that out of our way. But I do have I made copies. Oh, I had to find it. This is the paper piecing pattern that I used for making those arcs. So I made some copies. I think I'm going to make, what did I decide on? I think I'm going to make 3 more to go along with the 2 that I already have. And when I made the copies, I guess I need some color ink, but it's a little hard to discern between which is the background and which is the colored ones on there. So the first thing I am going to do with that is I am going to take this highlighter. Hello, Danielle. It's great to see you. I'm going to take this highlighter and I am going to mark those that are supposed to be the colored ones so I don't mix that up when I am paper piecing those. We're going to move that stuff out of the way. I don't want to write on top of that. But so a quick way to do that is I am just going to take with this is actually a highlighter that I use in my scheduling journal because it's color coded, of course, but I'm just going to put that on those that are the colored ones, and that will keep me from confusing that when I start to paper piece those. Okay, so I'm doing that on all three of those. Anybody else suffer from brain fog from time to time, or is that just me? And I don't know if you catch it, but I warned you to look out for the pink squirrels because they're all over the place today. might end up in your neck of the woods. But okay, so I have those marked, so I will not mess up on that. And I'm going to go ahead and I am going to quickly cut those out and lay them aside. I'm just going to get the other ones away from it so I can get them cut right now. Save those other parts. You never know when we might use it for something. But I don't have to have this cut exactly because we will be trimming that after the paper piecing is completed, which I'm not going to actually do the paper piecing today. I don't believe so anyway. But we've got that one. Flip those. They're out of the way. Just want to have everything handy. Debbie says she lives in brain fog all the time. And Danielle says all day, every day this week. In an hour yesterday, I attempted to work on 10 different tasks and got nothing accomplished. Well, I can understand that. And it's always fun when you were doing okay and some little friend or whoever may pop into your messenger or something and send you off to where the pink squirrels live. we won't name any names, but that may have been happening last night and today. Last night was a little comical. I had somebody randomly deciding on a number when I discovered that I wasn't going to be able to work on the actual collage portion of brain fog. I thought, oh no, what am I going to do? So I was trying to think, I mean, I only have 50 million projects surrounding me at any given time, right? Christine, I think you're giving yourself away. She says, I have no idea what you're talking about. Sure you don't. I think it was rather a little, well, for some people, it was a little late at night too. But anyhow, yes, it was Christine, and she was choosing numbers. I'd given her, between 1 and I think the first time was 1 and 75 and said, quick, choose a random number. And of course, when she chose a number out of my project inventory, it happened to be one that was already done. So then she chose another one, and I can't remember, but we were going through all kinds of numbers and not coming up with one that was doable. Then she chose one, and I said, well, it's it's a good one, but I said, it's up in the storage loft and it's been raining, so I don't think I'm able to get the extension ladder out right now and go up and get it. But we were running into all kinds of obstacles when it came to that. So we ended the evening still not exactly knowing what I was going to be working on, but came up with some good things that I've it was 2:30 a.m. It was not 2:30. I may have stayed up that late, but it wasn't 2:30. I think it was more like 11:30, midnight, something like that. I don't know. But that's funny, Christine. Oh, but now I forgot what I was saying. See, one of those pink squirrels came up. Oh, but it did a couple of the ones that came up and got into it was like, oh yeah, I'd like to work on that, so we might be discussing some of that closer to the end of this video instead. So I have those ready. I'm going to put that with my blacks, and I did pull out one of the lighter ones and some white because I don't think I want them all to be on the black background since they're going on a black background. Might want them to pop out a little bit more than that, but I'm going to lay those right over there for now. And I'm going to lay the hexagons there as well because we're going to work with those in just a minute. But look, we have Whip. And he is going to go on the quilt as well. Hello, Marla. Welcome to you. My timestamp on the messages may be wrong. I think so. or maybe your eyes were playing games on you, or the pink squirrels came in and changed it. That's what it is. They came and changed the timestamp. But I have a Whip, and he's all one piece because of the fabric I was able to use. It works really well with that. So I just made the definition on there with one of the Pigma permanent markers that are good, great for fabric. So, and I have his paws because, he always comes up looking at me, resting, wanting to be picked up, usually right when I go live or when anytime that little doorbell sounds on a Zoom meeting when someone's coming in, it's just like it's lights, camera, action, time for him to pop up and get his time on camera. But anyhow, we have him to also be able to place on there, and that is on a little piece that I did have of the light steam seam too. So, and then we of course need to add stitches to the quilt. And this is a little dog that was supposed to represent Katie Sue, Yorkie, that I had on a different quilt that I had made, but made her too small for the size of the quilt. So, but this also looks like stitches, kind of looks like, a miniature schnauzer as well. Not going to use this color, but I am going to use this as my pattern, and I am going to use some of the black fabrics, the black and white and whatever that I have left over. And this is fused, and I think if I'm careful, I will be able to take the parts. And so the head part right here, I'll be able to take it apart from the body and the legs, and we're going to try that right now because I think if I'm careful, it'll work, and then I can use this as my pattern. If I heat it up, it'll probably work better. We shall see. We shall see if that's going to work or not. If we can at least get part of it off, that will help. Trying to see where this is leading me. Hello, Joe. It's great to see you. I don't know what section this is that's peeling here. I'll have to turn it around a minute and hope that it's one that I I want to come off. Very interesting. Yes, it is. Okay, so we'll continue on. I'm being careful in pulling that because I don't want to ruin it as my pattern. There. So we have that part that we'll be able to use and trace onto the black. That mouth is actually a separate section, but I think we'll be okay. We'll see when I start tracing it. And then I want to be able to take this leg off as well. Nothing like dismantling a dog. That sounds bad, doesn't it? Joe says she's hiding behind binding. I'm sorry. Oh, all right. Okay, so there we have the leg, and we should be able to remove this other leg. Very carefully. That one's down a little tighter than the rest. I guess it's because it's just barely overlapped there. It's pulling a bit. Glad I have fingernails. There we go. So now we have that. Doesn't that look a little different? We have that all in parts. And luckily we have some registration marks, so I'll remember where those parts go back on. But I'm going to lay that over for now with these fabrics, because that will also have to be traced, and that's going to take just a little bit of time. I'm going to put whip there with that. And then I have, which let me turn, and you can see that we have the flying geese units that are already on there. Those were stitched in when all the blocks were put together. So those are small paper pieced flying geese. And so I thought, along with the hexagons, it might be a good idea to throw in some triangles that look like the flying geese in the idea that I have. So this is the actual, will be the finished. Well, that's not quite right from that one. I'm not sure where I got this from, but anyhow, I will be using this as the size for the ones that I'm going to use randomly going around there. And I have some fabrics here. So I am going to go ahead and trace a couple of those. I will need my add a 1/4-inch wheel. Whip is scratching on the floor. I don't know why he does that, but he does that occasionally. And there's Gladys. I was going to say, I missed you, Gladys, popping in. Hello, welcome to you this afternoon. Okay, so I was going to say, I know I got my mechanical pencil out. Where did it go? Oh, it's hiding underneath the fabric. Underneath the fabric. So I am going to place this on the right side. And I'm going to kind of look. I'm going to make sure that I have a 1/4 inch to go around that, but I'm not going to lay it straight. I'm going to lay it at an angle, and I am laying it on the right side to trace it. So first I'm going to trace, whoops, right on the, I always have a sandpaper board handy. That helps keep your fabric from moving. I'm going to place that on there because I can tell that my fabric was wanting to move on me. And get that repositioned. Oops, we don't want the wheel yet though. And now we are going to trace that. That will be our fold line, because these will be appliqued onto the quilt. regular needle turn applique. Make sure I have that dark enough that I'm going to be able to see that. I'm tempted to peek, but I don't want to move it. So we're just going to hope for the best. Okay, now we are going to take, need to scoot that up on the desk a little farther. I'm going to take this 1/4 inch wheel and follow along the edge of our template, and that will add the cutting line. Oops, moved a little bit there. Get that back on there. We're having all kinds of fun right now. Okay, there we are. And this is not the best pencil for doing this. I normally use my quilting one, but I did not get that out. We might have to because I'm not liking this mechanical pencil. Okay, there's enough that I can see that. That's not going to show up for you, but I can see it on there. And this other one, we are going to need to use the white because it is too dark for the pencil to come up. But, and this, I just made the templates. I used an old file folder is what I used to make my templates out of. Hello, Andrea. It is great to see you. George scratches the floor to make it cooler. Does it to the chair as well. When they're doing it in the chair, I always figure they're trying to make their bedding more comfortable. And I always call it, that they're trying to dig a hole to China. Cool. I mean, interesting, Christine. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why they do it, but I think I have always thought of it as a way that they're trying to get their spot comfortable. He's laying halfway in his bed now and halfway on my feet underneath the table. He likes to have part of him touching me. Okay. And I am just going to, because this is not going to fit through the wheel, I'm going to eyeball my 1/4 inch on this one. After quilting for 40 years, you can be a pretty good judge of what a 1/4 inch is. And I just need enough to turn under for that needle turn applique anyway. So this one you might be able to see. But there we have it. So the outside line is the cutting line. The inside line is going to be the turning line. But that is how I am going to do the yeah, we have some interesting fabrics here. But oh, and we have some. So I didn't realize, okay, I put those in there. That's right. A lot of plain ones in there. But we won't sit and go through all of that today and take up your time. Sure, you can figure out just by that little bit how to. Oh, so I'm sorry. I'm laughing at Mike's comment there. He said the doggy is grounding you. That's one way of looking at it, isn't it? Oh, that's pretty good. But I know that I am not going to be able to see that. Going to be questionable on what to trace this one with, but I am going to lay that out of our way because I am going to take some pins. I'm going to move those because those need to be cut. But with the stuff that we have that we can kind of play with, we'll see what we can do as far as placing some of this onto the quilt. And as you see, everything, this is not slow stitching, but the freestyle design process is kind of the same because there is no pattern in mind when this was started. It's all just what came into the brain fog while working on it. And so it's just kind of, oh, okay, as the ideas come, that's what goes into the quilt design. And sure, he's got me pinned in here so I can't get out. Oh, there, he moved. Okay. And we'll move the chair out of the way. But yeah, there are my pins. So the idea for this is here is my head with my in my hands. That is the brain fog. That will be quite colorful in itself, but it is going to be there. And I have it down because I kept moving it. I had it up farther, and then I thought, oh, that might not be enough room for what I have in mind for here. But first of all, I think Whip wants to be by me, right? So we'll put him on there first. And we're just going to put on with a pin right now. I don't think we're going to have him touching me, but we're going to have him close by. And we're going to put his paws on a section that makes it look like they're overlapping and on something. So I think that looks like a good spot right there because it has a little shelf there. Oh, and of course the bar behind the design wall is right there too. Oh, I think he thinks he sees a dog because he's coming up now to sniff it as I put it on here. Okay, Pin, go through there. Okay, so there, we have him on. He wanted to come and help in the design. And so I think that'll work. I can't see the chat from here. I have to come over here. Christine says she opened the gate and let the dogs up here, and they are curled up on a comforter behind her chair. George is snoring and making me sleepy. I'm sorry. Whip approves. Yes, I guess. I think he must have recognized something in there. But the rest of this, my plan, my in my brain fog head, is to have all of these now little components that we are making, the hexagons, the arcs, and there will be more of those, and there will be the triangles as well, is to have that exploding out from my head because it's the brain fog. And all of a sudden, what happened? It exploded with all the ideas. So I think we're going to put one of the arcs here. I'm trying not to pin through my batting that's on my design wall, but we'll find out, I guess, if I've done that or not. We can mark them. But since I only have two of those right now, I know that I want one up here as well. So we'll place this one farther up. But we might want it on a bit of the white. On the white there, it'll show up better. And we can always stand back and I can decide if I want to move things or not. And I am going to place the pink squirrels first, since I know I only have three of those and they're three different sizes. I'm going to have one over here. And these all of these will get needle turn applique on. All by hand. Let me see, we've got a bunch of zebras there and we've got pandas there. Where do we want to put this pink squirrel? Let's put it over there for now because we have to remember that we've got some other elements that are going to be coming into this, so we have to save room for the triangles and the other. We've got one there, we've got one there. Let's say that Whip was playing with one. We'll put one down by him. That's right on that bar. Okay, so we've got one over by him. Now we can just, if the quilt was on the floor, I would just toss these up in the air and let them land. And that is where they would go. That's an easy way when you want something to look like it just randomly ended up all over the quilt. Oops, helps if you get it through the quilt when you're pinning it on. Right, let's see. Get some of the other sizes and stuff in here. Get one a little closer down here. See. This one, I wish you could see it. It's actually a tiger prowling, coming right at you. We'll put that right here. Turn it the other way since that one's going that way. But you can see how there's just going to be an explosion of color and things coming from my head over there. Hey. What's up? Along there. Got a big one up here. Let me see. We had an explosion, Mike. Would the big pieces go farther, the small pieces be down closer, or would the small pieces go farther and the big pieces be closer? Let's see if we can get an answer on that. LOL, says Danielle. She still remembers when you did that around me. I was, oh my goodness. Yes, that does happen. Joe says she's having a sewing brain fog day. Big pieces closer. Thank you. That's what I was kind of thinking, but I wanted to make sure. Okay, so we're going to put that one right there then. They'd be they'd be heavier. That makes sense that they would be closer and not go as far. Oh, we have what is that? A flamingo. Oh, we're going to put this one. It started coming back down on its escape from the mind. Somebody needs to invent, well, we could make them easy enough ourselves, I guess. You know how they had the curved safety pins? They need to invent curved stick pins. That would make some things so much easier. Different color. Different color up there. Ooh, these are birds in clouds. We need to get, because there is another row up here. So we need to get some things up here closer to the top as well. Then I'm saving room for the other ones that are going to be going in there as well. Oops. In case somebody looks, we'll get his body going the right direction. Oh, it's blowing up though. Who knows what direction he may have ended up. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm probably not close to the thing. The volume's probably not quite as good. There's a bird. We're going to put him right smack in the middle there. Goodness, there is more here than what I thought. I just noticed those were all stacked on each other. but we are going to get those on here because I can be um appliquing these on here as we go. Look at all those pink flamingos. Okay. I want a different color going over there. Here. This one has eyes on it. Yeah. We're gonna throw it up there. More birds. I have a lot of these little ones, probably because I was working with smaller pieces at the time. I have a tendency to make little noises as I work, kind of not whistling, but a noise similar to that. And I'll probably end up, ouch, moving some of these. The object is to pin the fabric, not your finger. That's a little bigger. Move some out to the edge, I guess. And I think we might actually, let me see what I have left here. Smaller ones. I am going to take, and I'm going to have this one halfway on and halfway off. It's going to be going into the border. Oh, I'm running out of pins. Running out of pins. My hand and arm was taking the flight of the explosion there to decide where to put it. Okay. Sorry. Got my back to you, but okay. We're gonna wait with the others until I get the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 5 left. We're gonna wait until we get some of the triangles on there before I put the rest of those on there. That's back down and take a look. That's kind of interesting, isn't it? It's it's starting to take on some character instead of just all the black and everything that was on there. And we have to decide where we're going to have stitches. But yeah, she might end up down on the other side below there. Piecing all those pieces is like decorating a Christmas tree and trying to decide where to put each ornament. Yes, except no, we shouldn't go there. I'm really quite organized in the way my ornaments are put on my Christmas tree because I only use certain colors and they have to be, yeah, right around from each other. But yes, that does make sense, Andrea. It looks so beautiful, Jean. I'm sorry that it's a little far off there for you to see, but I think I'll probably end up throwing a few more of them that they're halfway on the quilt and halfway on the border, which I'm not sure what the border is going to be yet at this time, but yeah, but you get the idea. I think there'll be more. There needs to be some that still fill in some of those blanks, so you get the idea. It needs to be more together, closer at the bottom, and then spreading out to show the explosion. But oh, and I know I was I was going to add some words And with that also, because we have a lot of thoughts and words going through our brain and our brain fog also. So I was going to have, yeah, some quilting terminology and words and that type of thing, maybe some spools of thread or something also coming out in the explosion. So see this, the pink squirrels are taking me off down another thing. It's never going to be finished if I can't stop the pink squirrels from invading the brain fog. Let's just put it that way. But and Joe says she can't wait to see the final quilt. I can't either. Which the collage is going to take a little while, and like I said, if you weren't here in the beginning, the reason we're not working on that is because I was not aware that I didn't have enough light steamosine too, so I had to order some. I'm getting a big roll of it, but so I won't run out anytime soon. Well, I may, because I have quite a few collage quilts in mind to be doing. Hello, Marcia. Welcome to you. It's great to see you also. Thank you. She says it's beautiful. Yeah, it's a long, long way from finished yet. And when we have more of those arcs, which I may end up doing more than 3, but I know that I want to add at least 3 more of these to that as well. That is going to help the explosion effect of it as well. So those will be added on there. And hopefully, I think I will probably use more of the white in there, or the multi-white background fabric, so those show up a little bit better than what the black does on there. But you ordered a bolt of SF-101. Great idea, Joe. Yes, yes. In fact, it doesn't take long to go through a bolt of it either. So, but I guess it all depends on what you do. Some people, one little package of it may take them a long time to use, but I use that almost on a daily basis. Just to give you an idea, these are just the charm square pieces and smaller leftover pieces that I still have of this fabric, which, what did I have? I had a jelly roll that was part left over from something else, charm squares, and the layer cake. And I have a lot of wow, yes, a lot of the layer cake squares yet. I can't find the center to pick it up. There we go. But yeah, I have a lot of the fabric yet to be able to play with, which that just gave me an idea. Might have to do some calculating, and so I have enough, but might have just came up with an idea for the border. Maybe not. I don't want it to get too busy either. Not too busy, but we shall see. But I could use yeah, a narrow exploding piano keyboarder on there before the outer one. I think that would be a great idea. Okay, who is Gemma? My AI just came up
Hi,
to try
Gemma.
to answer
How
that.
can I
I'm
help you
sorry.
today?
Uh, I think they thought I said something else. I do not know who I'm going to spell it this time instead. Gemma is. You'll have to let me in on that one. So, oh, okay. Well, I knew that. I knew that, but I guess I hadn't looked at it totally spelled that way for some reason. How I didn't figure that one out. I'm sorry. Yeah, I know your rescue bunny. I don't know what I've been looking at it when you had the name on there. Joel, I guess I'm seeing something totally different. But who knows? Paying too much attention to the bunny and not the bunny's name. But that's it. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. But okay. So we thank you, yes, all for your help. We got a lot put on there. And like I tell other people, I mean, I could sit here and I could rearrange that several times, and it probably wouldn't look any different than what it does right now. Of course, there's going to be more added to it, and there's enough space in between there to add what I want to add to it. But put one of the arcs upside down. Yes. Yes, I plan on doing that. I just don't have enough of them right now, Christine. I have to make more, but thank you. Yes, we will have one upside down. But of course, what is upside down to one person may be right side up to another when it comes to those, because they are parts of, you know, um, a New York beauty or whatever. So, but we shall see. But yeah, we will have those. We will have those going off in other directions and everything when I add the other ones to it. But what I was saying is, the one thing I tell a lot of people when they start moving things around and around and around on their quilt, or can't come up with the colors, is don't overthink it. Because like I said, I could spend hours rearranging that stuff that we just put on there, but it would probably not look much different. So I am going to leave it where we pinned it, and I'm going to start appliquing them down. No, we're not going to have a yellow rose on this one, Danielle. Good idea, but yeah, it's not that type of quilt. This one is more of a brain fog, an explosion, you know, things going off. The yellow roses are more for my more subdued, sentimental, that type of thing. Someone forgot. I'm sorry. Hopefully he'll remember. I guess I probably should have answered that, but Debbie says she's heard that many times. Yes, yes. Anyone that I normally teach or am helping out, they will hear that more than once. You can tell when their brain's just going around. It's like, don't overthink it. Just go with it. Yes, it is my favorite flower. Most definitely. But I have that on going on a few other things right now, and it's just not the right quilt for a yellow rose, unless of course it was in a pot and the pot is blown apart and the yellow rose is flying out. But see, no, every little thing that somebody says always sets my mind off. So you have to be careful. I have to be careful when you all say something. Hello, Randy. It's great to see you as well. And see, Whip, there he is, that little position with the paws up. He's gonna have to. Oh, you gotta help. Get up, buddy. You're too heavy. But he wants his hug. So yes, we'll give you hugs. We'll give you hugs. Yes, and a kiss. And a kiss. I think I've showed you. He does. We'll see if he'll do it. Give me hugs. You see how his paws, he knows what a hug is. So Whip is like, what about me? Yes. Yes, he has to get the attention. And I did give him a partial haircut, and what I already cut needs cut again. But yes, he had to get up here and say hello. But you're not going to turn and face there you are. Okay, thank you. You have to show your handsome face. Yes. Can you get down now, please, and let me get back to work? Thank you. Nice of you to say hello. Oops, come on. Get down. There you go. Go on. Okay, we will give you a treat. You can have one if I can get it. There you go. Take it to your bed and lay down. Okay, so yes, I am happy with what we were able to accomplish during this time together. And like I said, yes, it was a bit of a ride. So I hope you did have your seatbelts fastened. Don't want you to take off with the explosion, but yes, he is quite a doll. All right, Gladys, maybe I'll catch you over there and pop in and say hello for a little bit, see what you're working on. It's a odd time for me, and yeah, but I will try and pop in. Which those of you that are on here, just know that I may not end up in your actual lives a lot, but I do go back and watch the replays. Don't always make comments, but sometimes I will, sometimes I won't, but I do catch up on the replays when I have the time, when I'm sitting here working on stuff. I play them. So always interesting to see what everyone else is doing. Let me see. Give him hugs and kisses for us too, please. Yes, he gets plenty for everyone. Whip on the quilt needs a piece of fabric coming out of his mouth. Well, that would cover up too much of his of the cute work I did to give him his expression of begging. But we can have one. We can have one underneath his paw. Debbie, that's a good idea. One of the hexies will have to have gone missing. Or we may leave we may applique it partially down and leave it flopping so it's loose. But that happens quite often. If I drop something, I know some of you have seen when I haven't seen during a live, when he sneaks off with something. But yeah, have to always be careful of that. All right. So again, thank you all for joining me this afternoon as we got to play with brain fog. Um, not guaranteeing, but with oh, almost forgot. I was going to show you what one of the things, there's a couple more back there, we'll talk about them later, but one of the things that came up, and I don't know if Christine is still here or not, whether she's watching, but coming up with ideas, and 4th of July, Memorial Day, like it is Memorial Day, yes, Memorial Day is coming up, isn't it? And this won't be the pattern might be ready by then, but what I plan on doing will not be ready yet. So one of the things that popped up was a quilt for veterans, because I usually, at least once during the year, I have the marathon quiltathon for working on veterans quilts for the charity that I do. And I am planning one of those. And you know that I did design a quilt a little while ago for veterans quilts, and it is called, yeah, what is it? It is called Veteran Stars, which when you look at this, which I have one made, but it's not available to look at. But when you first look at that, you do not see the stars. It is a secondary pattern that appears. So if you look at the blues going around the red 9 patches, you will see the stars appear. And of course, it's done in the red, beige, and blue. I don't like stark white, so I usually use an off-white or a cream color. But I will have that pattern complete, and I hope to do the marathon in the beginning of June. So stay tuned. That information will be out. I'll be announcing it in my videos and also on the Facebook page. And that is one that is done through Zoom. It's a marathon. So any of you that want to work on a quilt for veterans during that time, I have other patterns. This one is actually going to be a paid pattern that you will have to pay for, because all proceeds for that will go to my charity in the making of veterans quilts. It's not going to be expensive, just a minimal amount, but there will be a charge for the PDF for this one, and I'll let you know about all that when it is ready. All right, sorry, take care. Enjoyed the brain fog. Thank you. I sometimes enjoy them, sometimes I don't, but have them quite frequently. And of course, I have been working with the crayon color tinting technique. Well, I happened to have a fabric line when I was looking for something else and putting it away. It reminded me that I have this, and it is called Get Your Crayon. And it has crayons on the back of this. What else is it? Words. It's got all kinds of animals and stuff, but I have 3 of the charm packs, and I have a jelly roll. So I am going to design a quilt using the jelly roll and the charm squares. And I will be then getting some color books that have the animals in it and everything. And I will be making blocks and using the color tinting um, technique to do the animals, to disperse them throughout the quilt as well and have those on there. And that will be a quilt then that is designed for the children's charity quilts that I do. So that is what came from going through other stuff last night. This one that I was looking for and had misplaced my pattern and couldn't find it. Some of the writing needs to be completed on that, and then it'll be ready as the PDF and ready to go. But almost forgot about that. Always like to include what's coming up. And I guess I need the question for today too that you will answer in the regular comments, not in the live chat. And you will have, if you answer the question and using the word that I give you, you will have your name thrown into a drawing that I have the end of the month to give a few things away. So every time, you can't answer multiple times in the same one, just one per video, but you will have several opportunities to get your name in the drawing. And our question for this evening is, what is your favorite focus color to use in a quilt? And the word is color. So what is your favorite focus color to use in a quilt? And of course, the word will be color. So thank you, everyone. I've had a great time working through my brain fog with you this afternoon and giving some tips and techniques on that. So take care. Have a great week. I will see you on Saturday for the week in review. And in the meantime, as always, remember, I can keep you in stitches. Bye-bye, everyone.